go out there, we speak to voters. One of the top issues I know on the Republican side, something that they have really campaigned on heavily during this season is immigration. Governor Tim Walz, the Democratic vice presidential candidate, was in town. We asked him about it. Take a listen. I want you guys to respond to it after this. What is your message to those who do not want to see something like that happened to Laken Riley ever happen again, while also protecting those American citizens here who have Latino and Hispanic backgrounds, as well as those undocumented people from being demonized or discriminated against because of everything that's going on?
Well, first of all, every act of violence is too much, and that's why first and foremost we'll tackle gun violence, something Donald Trump hasn't touched. Secondly, as we understand that we had the toughest and the fairest border bill available, it would have added 1,500 more agents. It would have added more equipment. It would have expedited the process on asylum claims. Donald Trump killed it because he wants the issue. Vice President Harris understands very clearly we can secure our border, but with a recognition of not doing what Donald Trump did. Those Puerto Ricans are American citizens. The folks that they demonized in Ohio are Haitian refugees who are here legally, folks that are contributing to their community. So I think the solution that most people want is secure our border, make sure that they have the resources they need, but also make sure that the true American story of immigration is respected, not tearing families apart.
And so I wanted to ask him about Laken Riley. As we know, that is a story that has hit a lot of people very hard, especially in the Athens area, all over Georgia. And she has really become a poster child for, I would say, for the Republican Party throughout this campaign season. But it's still a tragic thing that happened, right?
Oh, it's horribly tragic. And look, if you can't secure the border, that bleeds into so many other things, national security, war on drugs. I mean, that is, I think, the number 2 issue, I mean, not just among Republicans, but for a lot of independents after jobs in the economy is, you see horrible images of people flooding across the border and no one's being checked. And then you hear that, thousands of convicted murderers or violent assaulters have been let go and catch and release, and it just seems like nothing's being done.
Fred, I want you to weigh in on that.
So I think Republicans have done an excellent job in making immigration an issue across the board and selling people in states like Georgia that every state is a border now, is a border state. And so I've actually heard several African Americans talk about and Democrats talk about immigration, but not from the crime and law and order perspective, but from the jobs perspective. That they're taking our jobs, and they're driving up the cost of living and things of that nature. So I've heard people really internalize Republican talking points in such a way that surprised me. But that being said, it was interesting that you interviewed Governor Walz. So I think that this is the first election in a long time that we've seen Democrats make a hard play for rural counties. And in rural counties, the politics doesn't always match the economics, because undocumented labor is a big source or part of the labor force, particularly in middle and central Georgia. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out. But I think Governor Walz was the perfect person to speak to it.
Okay.